Welcome back to the workshop and another edition of Time Attack Diaries. We're fresh off the back of round 5 at Alton Park, where we saw the cars struggling with a little bit of heat issues. Dan Buckingham also reported that he was struggling with the temperatures and since then ordered a lot of parts from us. We've got thermostat, reverse flow hoses. He's already got a radiator in place, so he's just trying to aid some of the cooling efficiency of his car also. Remember, it was 29 degrees Celsius when we were at Alton Park, so the cars are really struggling with the temperatures. So we've got David's car back with us. We bolted on the standard wheels, drove it back to the workshop, which for us was the pure essence of Time Attack, the fact that we can go and use a road car on track, put the old wheels back on it and then drive it home. If you subscribed to the channel, you would have seen our previous video at Alton Park where Dave ended up in the gravel in one of the sessions. So unfortunately, the side of the car now is looking pretty rough. It looks like somebody's taken a file to the side skirts. But David shrugged that one off. He's bought himself a second car, a trailer, and it means that the Civic is going to end up as a dedicated track car. So this week we're going to be fitting a new radiator, potentially opening up some of the front end there, maybe removing the front number plate. We've got a really good magnetic number plate holder now, so we're able to get that out of the way and perhaps put some holes in the front bumper just to aid getting a bit more airflow through the car. Obviously the car's already got a vented bonnet and the vented undershield underneath the car as well, so we're just trying to try and aid as much airflow through the radiator as we can. So with that in mind, we're probably going to be disconnecting and removing the aircon system as well. Probably up to the bulkhead, we'll remove the pipes along here, the compressor itself and the condenser at the front of the car. So we're going to get the front end removed now. We're going to get the crash beam off, both headlights out, so we've got good access to the radiators and intercooler. So with the aircon system now out of the way, we can get the new thicker radiator mounted into the car. One of the little cheats you can let yourselves in for when you're preparing your Civic for track is an old Subaru cheat, intercooler spray. So on the rear washer jet, most people are deleting rear wipers now and have no use for the rear spray. So we can simply pick up on the pipe there, it's this one around the back. I've already picked it through, and if you can get your hand down the back, you'll notice down the side there's a nice joiner where you can pull it apart and then pull that pipe back down to the intercooler. Once you've got your pipe cut, you're going to want to get hold of a washer jet. Now I'm using an FK washer jet because I know, well, I've got them in stock, but I know that it's actually going to work quite nicely. It'll sit in the side of the Wagner intercooler there. We'll be able to secure it in. It's going to be quite crude, probably with cable ties for now. Trim the pipe back, and then that way we've got nice cold spray across the hot side of our intercooler. As we're on a fairly intriguing topic already, we've had a lot of requests on if we could do a video on how to cool the K20 C1 engine. Now we've already started shooting some content on this and we can't wait to show you it. We're going to let you in on a few trade secrets, so make sure you're subscribed. So hopefully that will do the job. As you would have seen, we've been busy stripping down the front end of Dave's car this week. We've replaced the radiator and removed the aircon condenser. Remove the fog lights, not that there's much real reason. We have got an oil cooler down the side, so it may help with a little bit there. And we put a couple of big holes across the front here, so we're going to get a lot more air through the front end of the car now. Like I said, hopefully that'll keep temperatures at bay. The car on initial road test seemed to keep stable temperatures, but we can never replicate how a car is driven on track. So with that being said, let's get the car to the track. Warm-up's going well and drivers are looking really confident here at Brands Hatch.
We are back for round 6 of Time Attack UK. So we are here at Brands Hatch for the 2nd time this year. And again, it's been another glorious day. So far, with all of this year's sort of trials and tribulations, we've been able to sort of refine the car. So it's really interesting coming back here and actually being able to look at how the car performs this time versus what we got out of it the last time we were here, just because of how much we've developed the car. Out in warm-up, straight away, did a 53.09, which is, I think, about 0.35 of a second off of my personal best from the last time. And that's without running the car on full power and before we'd really started messing with it or changing tyre temperatures. So it's running really well.
Just come back in from session 2, which is attack 1. So Autopart, just to recap, Autopart went absolutely fantastic. As per the previous video that you would have seen, pretty much everybody suffered with engine temperature issues. Little Civic was one of them. I did see temperatures on the coolant just under 120 going into the last corner, which is a little bit warm. Interesting though is the stock needle gauge is still in the middle, it doesn't move. So if you are doing track days, guys, and you don't have any aftermarket gauges in there, be it Hot Data, K-Tuner or an aftermarket OBD, please invest in one. You will see that stock gauge does not move to 130, 135 or so. At that point, you've got some issues. So please invest in something like that, guys. So yes, replaced a few things thanks to the guys at Dream. Got some acuity hoses, replacement thermostat, just to check a few things over and a little bit of maintenance. Replaced all that, got out for warm-up, no issues with warm-up. However, I did start to push into attack 1. And there's coolant coming out into the overflow bottles that I've installed, which before today I had a feeling the head gasket was on its way out. It's just sort of confirming it's on its way out. So engine's a little bit hurt, so we'll limp it through this afternoon, try and push for 1 or 2 laps and we'll see how we go. But yeah, it's going to have to get some work done. All being well, we'll be fully repaired back out for Knockhill and round 7.
We're sitting here in the garage, all nice and chill. We've done attack 1 and warm-up this morning and the car is performing fantastic again. Obviously we had those heating issues at Alton. The Dream guys took it straight back to the workshop and did a fantastic job. We've got a new radiator, some new holes in the bumper. It's just allowing that air to get in and out so much better now. The temperatures are spot on where we want. It's allowing me to push with confidence and start setting those decent, consistent lap times.
Unfortunately, David got picked up by scrutineering and we can't be advertising alcohol or tobacco, which means we're going to be changing from Martini to Martin for the afternoon.
This afternoon, hopefully we're gonna find a little bit more time now. The weather's started to cloud over, so everything's starting to cool down. That'll help the tyres, the brakes, the temperatures a little bit more. We'll be able to get those extra seconds off the lap times this afternoon.
Session 2 was cut short by a couple of red flags, so let's break away from the action for a moment as we've got a special announcement. A A couple of videos back, I let you in on a little snippet of a secret. Well, today I can let you know exactly what that is. Dan Buckingham is going to be moving up from clubman class up to the club two-wheel drive, joining Nick and David on the grid for the 2026 season. Now, we had a little snippet of what Aaron's car was capable of at Donington Park, and it was extremely fast. Really can't wait for the rest of the season to pan out, and hopefully we're going to see Aaron return to the grid in 2026. Obviously, our drivers are still wearing their novice badges and getting a good shakedown of their car, trying to perfect the setup that they're using and their skills themselves. So we're really hoping that once that's all ironed out this year, 2026 is going to be a very competitive season. In addition to that, we've had a couple of messages of customers mentioning that they're interested in competing in Time Attack, having seen these guys out on track already. So 2026 is setting up to be an amazing season. We really can't wait to see how it pans out. Whilst this Action on Track Go Japan show runs alongside Time Attack, thank you to everybody who's come along to support the drivers and the team this weekend. A couple of the usual suspects found at the show, Paul, James and Ree, all got their immaculate looking Civics on display. Paul in fact picked up an award this weekend for the best modern car on show. Let's take a look at Dave's fastest lap of the day. Yet another session cut short due to red flags, cars covered and session back underway. As Dan mentioned, he was nursing his car around due to the potential head gasket issue, so only managed one hot lap per session. Let's take a look at Dan's fastest lap of the day.
The end of another epic day. Round 6 of Time Attack is finished, Brands Hatch completed, and not only have we done a PB today, but we've also got to the end of the day, found out some more about the car and how it likes to be set up, and obviously both me and David have had an amazing time. So for this point, we're going to Knockhill all the way at the tip of Scotland. Obviously, we all thought it was going to rain today. Is it going to rain next time? Who knows? But Right now, we've got some things that we can do checking over the car. So this car is going to be going back to Dream headquarters to get the full 411 and check everything out. And there's going to be some content coming on, maybe some of the adjustments we're going to make, getting in preparation for Knock Hill. So, but if you want to see that, subscribe, and I'll see you otherwise at Knock Hill.
What a day. It's been a day of highs and lows. There's been red flags everywhere this afternoon, cars coming off left, right and centre, which has meant getting those hot laps has been just that little bit more challenging. But fortunately, we've managed to do it. We've gone 55, 55, 57, 55. So all day reasonably consistent, which I'll take. The car has performed flawlessly. The heating upgrades that the guys of the Dream have done have worked amazingly. I cannot be happier with how the car's performing now. Once again, for us as an SRE, a little bit of a break. We'll be missing out on Knock Hill, so I'm going to leave everybody in Nick's capable hands to carry the torch for Dream Automotive. But we'll see everybody out there for round 8 and the season finale at Snetterton.
So we've managed to get a third one, fastest SRE in class again. Being able to get these kinds of trophies means a huge amount, both to me learning how to drive quickly and to the effort that the Dream Automotive guys put in. Don't worry about it being on the trailer, it's not broken. It's just ready to go to bed, ready for Snetterton. So all being well, we'll see you guys there.
Hey guys, you join me just after podium presentation. What happened? So let's recap to attack 2. Third session out there. Went out, really good session, no major issues other than previous comments of head gasket. But yeah, went out, ended up P1 in class, absolutely made up. And then final session, I feel a little disheartened, a little down, but it's motorsport. So went out, I only got one hot lap with traffic. Obviously Brands Hatch is a very small circuit, 28 cars out, it's very similar to a track day. So trying to get a clear lap or 5 seconds clear to push on is very, very hard. Sadly, I wasn't able to do that. I've got one lap in and I lost P1 by, what I think it was a tenth, 2 tenths. So not very much in it. I'll wake up tomorrow morning absolutely made up with P2. But yeah, it was in the car. I was wanted to get back out, but sadly one of the guys ended up on his side. Thankfully he's okay. But yeah, cut the session short with 4 or 5 minutes left. I'm pretty confident if I was able to go back out for those 4 minutes, I would have beat that time and ended up on P1. Hence why I'm feeling a little bit down, but it's motorsport. It's a hobby, it's what happens. We're all here. Anyway, let's sign off. 3 weeks till Knock Hill. I've got 3 weeks to sort the head gasket out. Make sure it's all mechanically all right, which I'm sure we will do. Who doesn't love a challenge, eh? But yeah, thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe, guys, and yeah, stay tuned and we'll see you all at Knock Hill.
Another eventful packed day here at Brands Hatch. The sun's setting now, cars getting all packed up, and we've had so many red flags today. It's been really difficult for the drivers to get their times in, but they did. David secured a trophy. Dan's got a few issues to deal with once he gets the car back to his workshop. And Nick's car is going straight back to Dream now. So we'll catch up with that car next week and then on to the next round. So as always, thanks for watching. Hit the like, share and subscribe buttons and leave us comments below.